Hey everyone, this is an impromptu video, but I came across this post by WAPper Steve Lewis. And Steve, hope you don't mind that you are the spotlight for this video, but it's going to help a lot of people because I see this sort of question a lot, and I also see a lot of people giving up on business ideas when they actually do have legs. So yeah, this video is about how to know when to give up on an idea. So, where do we begin? Basically, Steve was saying he had an idea, drove about 300 quid worth of traffic to the project, no sales, etc. On to the next idea. Now, I completely get where you're coming from with that, but here's the thing. If you were to spend 300 quid like that on every idea, I don't think any idea would take off. And in reality, it's the execution. So I haven't actually looked at what the product is yet. I'm going to do this fresh in a moment, but I just want to talk about a couple of things. So first of all, Otto Rohwedder is the original inventor of sliced bread, as in he created a machine to slice it and package it up, and he got nowhere for 15 freaking years. And he almost gave up at several points. Then in 1928 he finally got a big company to take it on, and then lo and behold, everyone knows about sliced bread. So this would have been a key example of giving up too early, had he, yeah. And here's another one. Not many people probably heard of this, and it's Nora Hayden, Astrological Love. Now, this is a book which didn't sell many copies at all. One, because, you know, I don't think she deployed AMP properly, so she didn't really know who our target market were, who our audience were, what their circumstances were. The message wasn't that good. The title was pretty shit, because especially with most people think astrology is bollocks. And the pond, I don't know how she marketed it, but it didn't sell very well. And this is the power of AMP. If you can get AMP correct, your audience, message and pond, then you can explode, because guess what happened next? After a few years, she rebranded the whole thing and turned it into this: how to satisfy a woman every time and have her beg for more. Way better message. That is a dog whistle type message for both blokes and women. Of course she's going to sell. So the message was much better. And had she given up, that she would have lost out on millions. Look at this. This looks like an old picture, but over 2.5 million copies sold. That is impressive for a book. So now, I'm not saying your product, I don't even know what it is yet, is in the same league as, you know, a 2.5 million sales book. But yeah, so that's the first thing. And before we click into this, I want to go through a few stats. So you've basically split the 300 quid across Google and Facebook ads, and unfortunately that's just not enough traffic to get any meaningful data from. You need to think of this as a well. Yeah, so let's say there's a well and you're trying to pump up water from the bottom. You have to pump, and let's say the water's now halfway, you're still pumping. If you then just stop, the water will go all the way back down, and you have to start from scratch. And so you have to keep on pumping until the water comes out. It's a bit like siphoning fuel out of a car. You have to keep on sucking until the fuel comes out. And it's the same with this. And 300 quid is not enough if you do it poorly. If your AMP is correct and you execute your campaign well, then it will be enough to get proof of concept, I guess. So that's one thing, and there's probably a few stats which a lot of you are not looking at, and I just want to talk about this, because what tends to happen with most people is they will, let's get the pen out, they will, I don't know, drive traffic to homepage, which is a sin. Never just drive traffic to your homepage, or sales page. They then cross their fingers, and then they're trying to wait for sales, and then they're dumping lots and lots of traffic in here, lots of people are coming through over here, and then absolutely nothing is coming through here, and then go, oh, what's going on? And I've done this so many times, it's ridiculous. And the thing is, there's quite a lot of stats that you need to have being aware of. So first of all, you need so it's just yeah, this is everything that goes on in even the most simplest of customer journeys or funnels. So you need eyeballs on your advert. So on your advert, you then need to see how many clicks, see how many people click your advert. What is the click-through rate? Then what is your cost per click? How much is it costing you to get these clicks? Then is there a bounce rate? Are people clicking and then just bouncing if the page doesn't load fast enough, etc., etc.? And then the fold scroll rate. So this is crazy. 44% of people don't scroll below the fold. So here's the WAP. So what I'm saying is that 44% of all people that land on this website will not scroll below the fold, and the fold is basically whatever's below the screen from when it loads. So basically half of the people will not scroll down to find anything else. So people will land, go, what is this? And then bugger off. And they will not scroll. So you're paying for your precious money for your clicks, and no one's freaking scrolling. Fold scroll rate, obviously not every page is the same, so this is why you need to so I'm always, obviously the resolution of your screen size, it all depends, but I try to make sure that about the WAP is here, so people think, oh okay, what's below it. Same if you look at, say, another website. Oh no, that does look like there's nothing making me want to scroll down here. So yeah, I need to work on that, but then I never drive traffic there. But say, yeah, I need to work on my own websites. Yeah, going back to the stats, bounce rate, scroll rate. So how many opt-ins you're getting from that page? What is the opt-in rate? What is your cost per lead? Once they've opted in, they're now lead. How much does that cost you? What is your lead engagement rate? So for example, some people may opt in but never open any emails, never look at your ebook or course or whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, wasted lead. And then what about your cart bounce rate? What if people do go to buy and then just get scared? So that's another rate you need to be aware of. Then how many sales you're getting, and then from that you can work out your lead to sales rate. What is the instant value that you're getting from day one, and then what is your 1 year client value, and then obviously your churn. And so when you chuck through a whole bunch of money into your funnel and you push enough traffic, that relevant traffic, so that you get someone down to this point here, then you can work out all these stats. And then after a year you can work out what your churn rate, your 1 year customer value is, etc., etc. So there is a lot. And just doing, I mean, if we just have a look at any, I don't know, a campaign. So let's look at this WAP bootcamp. I only spent 670 odd quid out on, by the way, got 0 sales from that, 0. So I spent 673 quid driving them to this page here. Got a whole bunch of leads, but no, I got 0 sales. Yeah, I'm not happy with this page at all. So, but anyway, look at this. So it's taken basically 56,000 sort of impressions. Oh, sorry, 100,000 impressions, and I've only got basically 1,000 odd clicks. So link clicks. So long story short, you're getting, let's just call it 100,000 eyeballs here, 1,000 clicks here. The click-through rate is 1%. Yeah, 63 p for a click, etc. But then all clicks aren't equal. So if you look over here, this is how many people actually landed on the page. Yeah, we got 1,000 odd clicks, only 800 people landed, actually viewed the page. So yeah, long story short, you have to put a fair amount up here to get something down here. And yeah, so before you just scrap the idea, just have a look at what all this may be, and I would be very conservative. So I personally don't worry too much about the click-through rate, cost per click. For me, The only ones I'm looking at is your basically the CPA, cost per acquisition, and cost per lead, and lead to sales rate. Really, that is the ones that I'm really looking at. If you nail them, everything else sort of falls in line. So let's quickly have a look at what your product is. Perfect Sky. Okay, let's do this. Here's a site which will annoy the hell out of you. GT Metrics. It's a site which has been basically slapping me in the face for years. Basically, the faster your page loads, the less people are going to bounce. If it doesn't load properly within 2 to 3 seconds, you're going to lose probably, I forgot the stat, but a high percentage of the people that click onto you. So that's that, and don't be surprised if the results come back as E's and D's. Yeah, let's come back to this. So perfect size. So I'm guessing it's a mural of the sky. Yep, like this. Cool. Yep. Let's create your perfect sky. Huh. This is cool, mate. I like it. This is really good. That's good. Nice. I like this because I'm an astronomer. Well, no. I take that back. I'm not an astronomer. I'm a space geek. I'm an astronomer wannabe. But yeah, 45 quid. So you're creating all that, then you add into cart. Okay, yeah. So in this case, yeah, driving it to this page isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, even simple things by putting a simple arrow leading to this. Yeah, but here AMP is everything. You need to make sure that your target market is absolutely crucial. Yeah, because if you're just blasting this to anyone and everyone, most people won't really care. It is a pretty niche one. Yeah, F and D's. This is normal, by the way, for landing pages. But yeah, at least it tells you what you need to improve on. But yeah, so just get it speeding up if you can. So I wouldn't give up yet, mate. I would just really make sure that space wannabes are the ones that you're driving to this page. But being completely brutally honest, it's going to be a hard one to really scale. There's no residual income here. You're relying on, so at the beginning of every month you go back to 0 sales for the month, and it's just hard. And thing is, you're not going to make much margin from this, because I think off the top of my head it was what, 45 quid. The cost is going to cost you, I don't know what your margins are, probably 10 to 20 quid or even more. Yeah, so let's say you're making, I don't know, hell, 20 quid profit from this. What is your CPA going to be, your cost per acquisition? It's going to be a lot more than 20 quid. So this is a hard one. I don't know, I would perhaps maybe even target people on Facebook who have just got engaged. So yeah, but this is a tough one. I don't want to say give up, because it is a cool product. I do like it, but yeah, you need to do this at scale if you're going to do it. I mean, hell, if you put £1,000 into this, I'm pretty sure it's still going to have similar results. So anyway, I'm going off on one. It's a long video. Hope it helps. Chat soon.